It's hard to start these videos engagingly, okay? That's the best you're gonna get, and that's the best I have to offer, alright? I'm fucking sorry. Season 2, Episode 2 starts with Tony going to visit his Uncle Junior for the first time since the assassination attempt. Tony complains that it took him so long to put him on his visitation list, but Uncle Junior just says be careful because they're listening to everything that they say. This whole conversation was kind of just a whole nothing burger. The only thing of relevance in the whole conversation is Uncle Junior telling him to make peace with his mom so it'll look like no bad blood, and Tony not being interested in any of that. He only tells him he wants bacala to come out of his mouse hole so he can talk to him tomorrow. And that's basically just one of Uncle June's goons.
Hey, man.
I want to talk to you. What the fuck were you doing with that real estate sign?
Oh, yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that.
Do you understand, Janice? Period.
You're so left-brained. Do you remember Kathy Fiola?
Yeah? Fuck her.
He got the meeting with Bacala, and he mocks him for being late, he mocks him for being fat, and he mocks him for the people he's killed in his circle. But other than mockery, the reason Bacala is here is so Tony can tell things to his uncle without risking the law getting on him. The first thing he tells him is that he still wants his uncle to be earning subsistence level. That's 5% shy, 5% sport betting, and 5% on the drugs. But the most important thing is that he still wants his Uncle Junior to keep the rank. He's the lightning rod as far as he's concerned. But the most important thing Tony says is that it needs to stay between him, his Uncle Junior, and Bacala, or they'll find him in pieces in a bunch of different dumpsters. Bacala says he inherited Uncle Junior, and he's always liked Tony, so he doesn't feel like he deserves to be talked to this way. To the victor belongs the spoils.
Why don't you get the fuck out of here before I shove your quotations book up your fat fucking ass?
Last time I tried to be fucking funny. Now here's where we get one of the most upsetting reveals of the entire season. Puss is a rat, and he's been working with the informant since 1998. He even has his own personal handler named Skip, who just makes sure he does all the informing and drug dealing at the same time. I don't know, it's very confusing. It just kind of sucks. Jimmy was not a rat. Puss was telling the whole goddamn time. But Jimmy took the bullet to the grave with him, so for now, Puss is safe. But the main reason he's flipping is because Tony's been crying to a shrink twice a week, so it's like, where's the loyalty really at here? For the B-plot of the episode, there's a protest going on outside of Massarone Brothers Construction, forefronted by Reverend James. The reason that the protest is going on is because after the Korean War, they didn't hire enough black people or something. I don't know. I'm not fucking there. So Jack Massarone, one of the owners of the company, contacts Tony to help him deal with the problem because they're paying him for protection. He tells him it's going to cost extra because it's his uncle's bidding, but he'll still do it. But for now,
I'm call animal control. But watch you don't get followed meeting me.
that was a little bit racist, but Bacala did deliver the message to Uncle Junior, but it doesn't really matter because he was able to swing getting out on medical leave. He's only out on house arrest to prevent any risk of flight, but he still gets to roam free. He gets to conduct all of his business in the doctor's office because it has the same immunity as a therapist. They just can't bug it. But Tony goes to visit Reverend James, and he meets his father at the house instead. They have a little bit of a cool conversation where he just explains his perspective a little bit better, and he decides not to talk to him on that day.
You ever watch the History Channel? They even do a lot of that Bible shit.
Only shit in the Bible came out of Pharaoh's ass when Moses parted the Red Sea. Never underestimate a man's determination to be free.
He finally gets a chance to talk to his Uncle Junior at the doctor's office, but he can't help but pout about the arrangements Tony made. It's not necessarily the arrangements he's upset about, but the fact Tony did not talk to his mom yet. He says his mother did have no idea about the things that he was getting set up for the mom. As far as Tony's concerned, his mom knew exactly what she was doing because he heard the radio debuts at the Green Grove. And speaking of Green Grove, the owner has been spreading rumors that Tony's mom and Uncle Junior were engaged in a loving, and they put that man in the back of a trunk. And speaking of his mom, Janice has been trying to get in better graces with her for pretty much the entire episode. And she doesn't really have any luck until Meadow gives her some advice on getting her mom a record that she likes to listen to. But she gets the record for her mom, and it mends the relationship a little bit, but the conversation of a DNR comes up. She doesn't really give them an answer, but she does talk to Tony about it, and Anthony Jr. overhears them. So later, when her and Meadow go to visit their grandmother, he brings it up, and it kind of just puts her on edge to her daughter again. And we do actually get a little bit more insight into Janice's character as she imagines pushing her mom down the stairs. She is definitely here to get the house and whatever money she's left behind. So with Tony's mom knowing this information, she calls the house while Tony is out on business, and she tells Camilla that she wants everything left to her grandchildren. But with Camilla knowing what she tried to do to Tony, she basically just hangs up on her without hearing the explanation behind Janice. There's also a little bit of a twist for this episode because Tony was in bed with Reverend James and Masseroni Brothers Construction. They were just trying to get a little extra money out of Masseroni. But unfortunately, Reverend James' father has passed away, so it's a little bit of a somber conversation. But Tony gets a call from Bacala hearing that Uncle Junior has fallen in the shower and doesn't want to call the ambulance. He goes over there and they think he broke his hip in the shower, and despite everything going on between the two of them, he still offers to carry the old man to the car and then drive him to the hospital. That's why I think Tony is kind of like a weird character morally, because even though somebody tried to kill him, he's still going out of his way to help them. Even though it's his uncle, and there's the family ties, I still don't believe he would be doing this if he wasn't at least somewhat a morally just character, at least on like a surface level, despite all the mob stuff and things like that, Also, bye.